Hey everybody, Brittany here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing the dragon, and also, sorry, I forgot to hit record at the start, but as you can see, I'm just going to play through the first few moves. Nothing crazy, this is like the mainline dragon. So I'm going to play... Ooh, do I castle here or knight g4? Because they should have played f3, I believe. I think I have knight g4. Look at that. And there we go. So it looks like we're getting a very nice position right off the bat because they ended up messing up their move orders. So I could play knight c6 or I could play knight d7, bring it to e5. I like knight to d7. I'd rather bring a piece to e5. The problem is if I go knight c6 and they take it, they can try and move like e5. And this, I'm trying to give them absolutely nothing. And there we go. So yeah, we have an excellent position, and we're trying to take advantage of just a minor slip up from what they've done. So now our goal is just to play the best that we can. Okay. So of course, eventually we're going to have to take. So let's take. Bishop e6. I'm okay with them playing e5 or something if they want to trade the e pawn for the b pawn. And this is also something I'm okay with because after I take, the problem for them is we actually have more of an initiative than they do. We have moves like queen to b6, which creates a myriad of threats. Most importantly, it attacks b2, but they don't really have anything directly to attack so easily. The only thing that they have is this h4, h5 idea, which isn't so bad. But we do have lots of threats in the meantime. So they can try something like c3, but after rook a8, all of a sudden they run into some problems. One tempting thing that they might want to do is go king b1, but that actually fails to either rook takes or bishop takes on c3. So you see how just a small slip up for white in these dragon positions can just completely ruin their game. And I want you to keep that in mind if you're considering picking up the dragon for yourself. I feel like black has to memorize a lot less than white does in order to have a good position. So now, after this move, I like the idea of just taking this fella. Bam. Because this bishop's hanging. So we're going to win that piece. I don't see any way for them to take advantage of our queen being a little awkward, just for the moment. Rook f1, we can just go queen g3. I'm a little hesitant to take this guy. I'm just looking more towards like maneuvering somehow to safety. I would love to be able to just go like queen e3 to b6. Because the queen is safest on the queen side over there, or even to c5. Yeah, so yeah, actually, I'll just go queen e3 to b6. Yeah, this is looking good. Then go rook e1, but I'll just move back. Again, I think what they were intending with the rook h to f1 is if we end up taking the h3 pawn, then they can just go back, we move away, and then they go like queen h2, and they try to get some initiative going. So that's what I want to avoid. There's no reason to just run and try to steal those pawns. We can, of course, but I'm just avoiding it. So queen b6 sets up the threat of rook takes c3. A nice threat to be able to make. And you see, like, we're playing natural moves, but things are just kind of, boom, coming at them. And that's kind of the big thing to know about the dragon. This is very common. Now, we actually have a mate here, if you can find it. I'll give you just a moment. There's a mate in 2. So whenever you're calculating mates, look for the checks, then the captures, and then the threats. So here, we can end up playing rook c1 check. And this is a discovered attack on the b2 pawn. If they take with the rook, queen b2 is mate, and if they take with the king, it's still mate because the king does not have this d2 square. So we can end up pre-moving b2, mate on b2, but this is a rapid game. We don't need to be tricksters or pre-movers. I don't think it's really necessary, so we'll just let it play out. And in the meantime, might as well say, consider, if you enjoy these videos, signing up for my on chess.com with my referral link. I am an affiliate with them, and it's free to sign up with them and everything. But if you do, and you end up getting a membership or anything, then it just helps me out with the channel and encourages me to make more videos. And also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway with it. So I get to give away 3 monthly memberships. So 1 diamond, 1 platinum, and 1 gold. And I'm going to give them away to people that sign up with the links each month. So if you're thinking about signing up, but you don't really care to, well, now there's a reason to. I'll give away those memberships each month. And also, you're going to have an equal chance to win each time. So if you sign up, for example, this month, and you win this month, you can still win the next month, because I'm just going to do a raffle over everybody that has signed up ever. So it's not just like a one month thing. You have many chances to win. But that's my spiel. Okay, I'm done, I swear. Let's get into the game and talk about what they did wrong. There was actually only one small thing that they did wrong, but it kind of snowballed. So let's get into it. Analysis board. There we go. So as we can see here, after knight to f3 and d6, everything is just normal so far, and they're playing a great opening. But then queen d2 is a bit incorrect here. Instead, what you want to do is play f3. And I have a question for you guys. So queen d2, knight g4 is a punishment of what they've just done. However, another question, why wasn't knight g4 good here? Can you try to figure it out? And what's the difference between this position and this position? This is the answer. This will give you the answer in case you're trying to figure out why there might be some sort of difference. So the difference here is that after knight g4 here, it's actually a big mistake, because now bishop b5 check is a problem where this queen is hitting the knight on g4. So there's not really a way to block without just losing this fella. For example, if you go bishop to d7, queen takes g4 is playable thanks to the pin on the bishop. It's important to take first, because if you end up taking here, then queen takes actually defends everything. And of course, if you block with the knight, now there's knight takes on c6, and you run into some problems here because there's discovery checks, and there's no tricky move like queen d7, because knight d4 will actually just win the queen. Sometimes this is available. I believe there's like a Roy Lopez position where this is playable as black. But of course, the problem is there's too many pieces defending, and this move a6 hasn't been thrown in as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. So bishop g7, now after queen d2 and knight g4, there's no longer this check being as effective, because we can simply block. And we don't need to maintain the defense of this knight on g4, because it's no longer being attacked by the queen on d1. So be very, very careful about this knight g4. Make sure that you have, just think about it like this. Make sure you have king f8 possible. Okay, that's the easiest rule to remember. If king f8 is possible, it's very likely that this is going to be a good idea. Because again, even in worst case scenario, if they play some other weird move like a3 and then knight g4, this actually should still work out, because you can try king f8. And I don't even think that this is such a bad idea either. Of course, I think the smartest thing to do is make sure that their queen is no longer covering g4, but sometimes I feel like that might be harder to remember. I don't know why. Anyways, so yeah, after getting that guy, so we could have gone knight c6 here, but I was thinking, what about e5? And honestly, I missed that bishop takes e5 was playable, so that's on me. But I thought knight to d7, knight to e5 was also quite good, so I'm not really upset about that. And now it's just time to just start going on the queen side. We have a better structure. They don't have a dark square bishop, so it's hard for them to remove our best piece. And if we have an unopposed bishop in these Dragon Sicilians, black's just going to have an advantage most of the time. If I turn on the engine here, it should say advantage to black, and it does. And it's nearly a winning advantage. It's clearly better, maybe winning, but I do think it's fair to say that this is just clearly better, not even just better. So that's mainly it for this one. Again, just remember that specific move order trick at the start whenever you're playing these dragon positions. This is the only thing you really have to worry about at the start, is making sure you don't play a knight g4 too early, because as we see here, bam, white's winning if you play it too early. So just wait that extra move, and now it's possible, knight g4. And they start running into problems. Of course, they're still fine here, but this is not something they want to allow. They really should go for f3 here first, and then queen to d2. You'll end up with a position like this. Either bishop c4 or long castles are the main two moves. So hopefully we'll get to explore those in further detail in the near future. But that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.